We're going to talk about 7 things that narcissists absolutely hate. So right off the bat, the thing to understand with narcissism is this is a personality disorder in which the person has had a psychotic break with reality, and now they're in a grandiose fantasy state where they believe that they are the center of the universe. They think they're the best thing that exists. They're in a constant fight and a constant competition with everybody that they have to win. The reason why I mentioned that at the beginning is because it informs all of the things that they hate. The number one thing that narcissists hate, the word no. Narcissists believing psychotically and in a delusional way that they are the center of the universe and the most important person on the planet do not want to be told no. Now, it doesn't matter how politely or friendly this no comes, they don't want to hear it. And it's almost a functional test to see if somebody has a personality disorder that's in the cluster B spectrum, which is to just smilingly and politely tell them no for something that you don't want to give them or a service you don't want to provide, and just say to them, no, I'm not going to do that, and this is the reason why, and see what their response is. It should never be a tantrum to hear no from another adult who's refusing to offer you some kind of a favor or a service. So no is the number one thing that narcissists hate to hear. The second thing that narcissists really hate, really hate, are other people's boundaries. I would even go so far as to say that if a narcissist detects or sniffs that a person has good, strong boundaries, they almost won't bother with them at all. Because it's going to be very hard for them to work their game on that person. It's going to be very hard for them to hook them in and get them into the dreamlike state that they need them to be in to parasitically feed off their flesh. If they are strong and boundaried and clear, they'll probably just leave them alone. They need people with weak boundaries. These are usually not the strongest and the bravest folks amongst us. They're pretty cowardly, and they tend to prefer to prey upon the weak. I've been in now 3 narcissistically abusive relationships. Why? Because of weak external and internal boundaries due to various reasons, CPTSD and childhood trauma and that kind of thing. The kind of stuff that we all have to go to therapy for if we're struggling with it. The third thing that narcissists really hate, and this is because of their tremendous envy, is other people's skill or talent. It is impossible for someone with NPD to be happy for another person who is being recognized, especially if they're being recognized for a skill or a talent. But even if they're not recognized, if the person with NPD sees they have a skill, sees they have a talent, they will become #triggered. They'll be provoked. They'll be pricked into a narcissistic injury because they then fear and get this status anxiety of, oh my God, this person could get recognized for this skill or this talent, even if it's their own child, to the point where they may actively try to discourage the child from engaging in that skill or that talent, or go one step further and even sabotage their chances there. So the third thing narcissists absolutely hate, because of their fragility and their hyper-competitiveness, is other people's skill and talent, and they especially hate it if that skill or that talent gets recognized, because they're still toddlers and they'll think all that attention that's going to them should be mine.